Hi and welcome. This is Mario Herriger from the San Francisco Bay Area. When we in Europe talk about self-driving cars, we may have only 2 or 3 companies in mind. One is Waymo, which is part of Google, with their self-driving cars and robotaxis already in operation. The other one, maybe Tesla, where we hear about their autopilot and confuse often autopilot with full self-driving and have all these emotions and, strong opinions about if the technology can work or not. And maybe we have also Cruise in mind, which was a former company acquired by General Motors and now defunct. They had a robotaxi service for some time. But we are forgetting that in California alone, there are currently in the year 2025 still 30 companies that have a license to test autonomous vehicles on all public roads, which sounds like a large number, but for California, that's like a low number already, because in 2019 we had over 70 companies that had such a license at the same time. Now there was some consolidation, and I wanted to talk about one of those companies that I find also very interesting, and that company is called Zoox. So Zoox was founded in 2014 by 2 guys, one Australian, Tim Cantley-Clay, and the other one an American, Jesse Levinson, who met each other at Stanford University and started to, develop a concept for a self-driving car. When I heard about them the first time, I was a little bit surprised about their approach in their range, what they want to build. It was not just the self-driving car technology, that means the AI, the machine learning, the sensor stack, but they also wanted to build a complete car. And I thought, oh, that's a little bit too much. Probably they're biting off more than they can chew, because as we know, building your own vehicle is very capital intensive. So this is a lot to digest for a small startup. But boy, have I been wrong, because they've been well on their way, and we're lucky enough in 2020 to be acquired for $1.2 billion by Amazon, which of course has limitless pockets and money, and within that they also have the time and endurance and patience that they get from their leadership to develop this technology. Now, where are they right now? So I've been riding on those vehicles for 4 times. I had the chance to get some rides in Foster City, where the headquarters is. So one was 2 rides were between the 2 offices in the Foster City space, about a mile distance, and the other one was in San Francisco, where they have a large test ground south of Market Street. So it's basically southeastern half of San Francisco. And the vehicle looks very different from what we're used of cars today. It more looks like a cabin on wheels. So you have 2 people sitting on one bench and 2 sitting opposite on the other bench. So it's more like train compartment, where you are sharing a little compartment of 4 or 6 people. In this case, it's 4 people. And there's no front side of the vehicle. The vehicle can start in both directions, so there's no back and forth. And that's very interesting. Also, the 2 axes, the wheels, can both be steered, so that means it has a very small turning point. That's possible. And that's very interesting. Also, the sensor stack is consisting of cameras, of lidars, of radar, and interestingly enough, also of infrared sensors. Infrared sensors that allow you in low visibility environments to also detect basically body temperature. So you see basically a person or an animal and can react properly in low visibility environments. Which is, I'm not sure if this is the only company using that. I haven't heard of anyone else, but that seems to be currently the only company developing self-driving car technology with a sensor stack that uses infrared sensors. So how were my experiences with those vehicles, with those 4 rides? I've thought them pretty stable, a really robust system already. Although I would say it's not yet reaching the comfort level of a Waymo. I mean, they have 5 years head start. Yeah, they started in 2009 and not like in 2014, like Zoox. But I felt all the time very comfortable. I was surprised about how bold and quickly the car accelerated to its speed. The maximum speed is 75 miles per hour, about 110 kilometers per hour. But it's thought to be a vehicle deployed in an urban environment, or maybe a suburban environment where the speeds are not higher than, let's say, 45 miles per hour. So that seems to be ideal. You're also not traveling long distances on highway or generally long distances. It is supposed to be like 10-15 minutes that you're max, or 20 minutes that you're in such a vehicle crossing the city to get to your next destination. They also opened a factory in Hayward, which is north of Fremont, where, for example, Tesla has the Tesla factory, and with a capacity of up to 10,000 vehicles that they can produce every year, which also gives you already the level of ambitions that we see here. Where are they operating? Where are they having tested fields? One is Foster City around the headquarters. The other one is San Francisco, the south of Market area. And the other one is Las Vegas, the strip at the boulevard. They have a depot there in Las Vegas, which is part of the Amazon warehouse or an Amazon facility. And they started just a few days ago to have influencers and other people members from the public ride on the cars between several resorts. So that's been an interesting thing, seeing now those videos. And their schedule is that Las Vegas, by the end of this year, that they have a Robotaxi service operating there. And maybe also San Francisco, or maybe San Francisco by next year. They already do have a driverless license in California. The only one that they're missing, as in a license form, is the commercial license from the Public Utility Commission. But that is probably something that's in the workings and that we hopefully will see soon. Well, that was, I think, one interesting self-driving car company that we have to look at, especially with the amount of resources that's coming from a behemoth like Amazon that owns that company. So take a look at that. I will be posting in the show notes several links where you can get more details and also see my own test rides on that vehicle, so that you get a feeling of how it looks like, how it feels like. And if you want to hear more about those things, you can read on my website, thelastdriverlicenseholder.com, where I share all this information about self-driving vehicles that I encounter in the San Francisco Bay Area. And in order not to miss new videos, just press the subscribe button here on YouTube so you get an alert whenever there's a new video coming up. And well, I hope I see you soon in my next video. Thank you so much.